Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You wanted to get up to speed on the latest in AI, right? Specifically what's happening with OpenAI's models.
Right?
Well, we found this pretty interesting article from AL Times.
Okay.
It's a South Korean tech news site, and it looks like OpenAI is really shaking things up again.
Huh, interesting.
And there even seems to be a little rivalry brewing, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, it sounds juicy.
Okay, so first up, OpenAI just released a huge update
Okay.
to their main model for ChatGPT, which is GPT-4.0.
Right, GPT-4.0.
Yep, and this is actually their first update in like 4 months.
That's a while.
I know, right? And even Sam Altman, OpenAI's CEO, you know him.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He went on Twitter to tease some pretty big improvement.
So it must be something big if he's personally hyping it up.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I'm all ears. What did they change?
So it seems like this update is really targeting areas where OpenAI had fallen behind.
Oh, you mean like compared to Google and DeepSeek?
Yeah, exactly. Like them.
Makes sense. I mean, it feels like they've been on a roll lately.
Right. So it seems like OpenAI is trying to reclaim their spot at the top, you know?
Okay, I like the battle for AI dominance.
Yeah, exactly.
So spill the beans. What do they actually improve?
Well, first of all, GPT-4.0 is way more up to date now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, its training data goes all the way through June 2024.
Wow, so it's actually current?
Right.
That's a big deal because like older models really struggled to keep up with, current events and stuff.
I know, it's a huge improvement.
So that means it can like accurately answer questions about recent events and trends and all that.
Exactly.
Okay, that's huge.
And it gets even better. Get this, it can understand images so much better now.
Oh, wow, really?
Like it can analyze charts and diagrams,
Huh.
even spatial relationships in pictures.
So you're telling me it can like understand what's going on in a picture and not just, identify objects.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Right. This actually points to like a bigger trend we're seeing with AI in general. Like models are becoming more multimodal.
Multimodal?
Yeah, it means they can process both text and visuals.
Oh, I see.
So it opened up a ton of possibilities for how we use them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Hit me.
The new GPT-4.0 just shot straight to the top of iMorena's rankings.
No way, really. iMorena.
Yep.
For those who don't know, iMorena is like this platform that uses human evaluations to rank these large language models.
Right, it's a pretty big deal in the AI community.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's like a key benchmark for how these models stack up against each other.
And GPT-4.0 is currently tied with Google's Gemini 2.0 models for the top spot.
Whoa, talk about a comeback.
I know, right?
It really, and there's this one detail that I found really interesting.
Oh, what's that?
So GPT-4.0 actually takes sole first place when they exclude style prompts.
Style prompts? What does that mean?
It basically means that OpenAI might be focusing more on the practical capabilities of GPT-4.0 rather than just making it sound, stylish or clever. Like this version is really good at things like coding creative writing, handling complex requests, the stuff that makes it actually useful.
So they're prioritizing function over flair.
Yeah, it seems that way, and there's another clue that kind of points in that direction.
Oh.
That little O in GPT-4.0,
Oh, right.
it stands for inference models, which OpenAI has been focusing on lately.
Inference models, what are those exactly?
Well, they're designed to be better at reasoning and problem solving.
Which aligns with those improvements we were just talking about.
Exactly.
Huh, so this isn't just like a random update. It's like a strategic shift for OpenAI.
Yeah, you know what this makes me think?
What?
That they've potentially finished like the bulk of their work on these inference models.
So even bigger things could be coming.
Exactly. This update might be a sign of a much larger change in how OpenAI is developing these, these powerful language models.
Okay, but remember that rivalry I mentioned earlier?
Oh, yeah, the juicy stuff.
Well, it involves Sam Altman and Aravind Srinivas. Yeah, he's the CEO of Perplexity AI.
Perplexity AI. Oh, right. They make that AI-powered search engine?
Yep.
Okay, this is interesting. This is highlighting, like, the growing competition in the AI-powered search space.
Absolutely. And Srinivas actually downplayed the GPT-4.0 update.
Oh, really?
And Altman responded with a little dig about OpenAI having the best search product on the web.
Ooh, a little bit of tension there.
I know, right? It seems like there's some rivalry brewing, especially since Perplexity recently launched a new feature called Deep Research.
Deep Research?
Yeah, and it's actually much cheaper than OpenAI's offering.
So they're not just competing on performance, but also on price.
Right. Things are definitely getting interesting.
This is getting good.
I know. It feels like we're watching a whole new tech landscape take shape.
It really does, yeah. It's like we're seeing the battle lines being drawn.
Right. Okay, so let's zoom in on the actual improvements with GPT-4.0. Like, what's actually better?
Okay.
The article talks about how it's gotten so much better at handling these complex tasks, especially in things like math and science and coding.
Oh, yeah. It totally aced a bunch of those benchmark tests.
Like, what kind of tests?
Well, like the ones that evaluate its ability to understand and generate code.
So, like, you could tell it what you want a program to do, and it just writes the code for you?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's crazy.
I know, right? Imagine having your own personal AI programmer.
That would be insane.
And it's not just coding, it's also gotten way better at, like, overall knowledge and reasoning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it showed big improvements on those tests that measure, like, how well it understands complex concepts and can problem solve across different subjects.
Okay, some of that went a little over my head, I gotta be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty technical stuff.
But there was one thing that really stood out to me.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
GPT-4 now uses emojis in conversation.
Haha, I saw that too.
I mean, it might seem like a small thing,
Yeah.
but I think it's actually pretty significant.
I agree with you there.
Why? Because it's cute?
Well, yeah, that too. But it also shows how OpenAI is really focusing on making these models feel more, human.
Oh, I see.
Emojis are like this subtle way we convey emotion and nuance, right?
Uh-huh.
So incorporating them into GPT-4 could make it feel more relatable and engaging.
Yeah, it's like teaching it to speak our language, not just in terms of words, but like in the way we actually express ourselves online.
Exactly. And the early feedback suggests that they're actually succeeding with this.
Oh, really? How so?
The article mentioned that some people even mistook GPT-4's writing for GPT-4.5.
Wow, that's impressive.
I know, right? It really shows how much they've improved.
So bottom line, what does this update mean for like the future of AI as a whole?
Well, for one, it puts OpenAI back in a leadership position.
At least for now.
Right, exactly, because the competition is still fierce, with Google and DeepSeek constantly innovating.
Yeah, it feels like things are changing so fast.
I know, it's kind of crazy to watch this all unfold.
Yeah, it's exciting, but also a little intimidating.
I totally agree. It's remarkable how quickly these models are evolving and the impact they're starting to have.
Speaking of impact, I can't help but wonder, like, what does all this mean for us? Like, the people who actually use these tools.
That's the big question, right? How will these advancements actually change the way we work, learn, and create?
I mean, imagine a world where AI can help us not just with simple tasks, but with, like, solving complex problems, generating creative content, even making decisions.
It's mind-boggling to think about.
It really is, and it raises all sorts of questions about the role of AI in our lives.
Oh, absolutely. Like, how do we ensure that these powerful tools are used responsibly and ethically?
Right. It's not just about the technology itself. It's about how we choose to use it and the impact it has on society.
Exactly. It's a fascinating time to be following these developments, but it's also a time for some serious reflection and planning as we navigate this uncharted territory.
Yeah, it really makes you think, doesn't it? Like, what does this all actually mean for us, day to day?
It is the big question, right? It's easy to get caught up in all the technical stuff and the benchmarks and all that.
Uh-huh.
But the real impact is how it's going to change our lives, right?
Exactly. And the possibilities are just mind-blowing.
Totally.
Like, imagine having a tool that can not only answer your questions, but, like, help you solve problems, brainstorm ideas, even write different kinds of creative content.
It really would be like having this, incredibly knowledgeable and capable assistant right there with you all the time.
Right. Always ready to help.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not even just about convenience or efficiency.
Right.
It's about how AI can actually, like, augment our own abilities.
Yeah, let us do things we couldn't do before.
Exactly.
Think about it like in education or research.
Okay.
Students could have personalized AI tutors that adapt to their learning styles.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Right. Or researchers could analyze these huge data sets and find new insights way faster.
That would be incredible.
It's really exciting to think about.
Yeah, those are some pretty amazing scenarios.
Yeah.
But of course, like with any really powerful technology, there are potential downsides too.
Oh, for sure.
Like we have to think about the ethical implications, right? Make sure we're using these tools responsibly.
Absolutely. As AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives, we need to be careful about its impact on things like employment, privacy, even the spread of misinformation.
Yeah, it's a lot to consider.
It is. It's a complex landscape that we really need to think carefully about.
Right. It's not just about all the cool things AI can do,
Yeah,
but about how we shape its development and use it in a way that benefits everyone.
exactly. It's a responsibility. We all share, both the people who create these technologies and the people who use them.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we wanted to leave you with a challenge.
A challenge.
Yeah, don't just think about AI as like this abstract concept in the news.
Okay,
Think about how it could actually change your life, your work, your world.
that's a good point.
Like, what are your hopes and fears about AI? What are the opportunities and challenges you see?
Those are good questions.
Yeah, take some time to really reflect on these questions
Yeah.
because the future of AI is being shaped right now.
That's true.
And your perspective matters.
It really does.
And remember, this is just the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
As AI keeps evolving, we can expect even more exciting and unexpected developments.
I can't wait to see what happens next.
Me too. So stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring.
That's great advice.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.